to it then. Take a look at number 1. Notice there's subtraction and addition in the denominator now, not all multiplication. So we need to do something different. So when I do see subtraction and addition in the denominator, the first thing I want to do, guys, is try to factor the denominators. All right, try to factor the denominators. All right, if you can factor before you decide on what the common denominator is, try to factor the denominators. So let's, I need your help right now, factoring those denominators. How about that first one right now? Who's got 12? Okay, and I'm just going to write it right underneath there. X plus 1, X minus 1. And again, you're not going to cross anything out here. I just want to factor the denominator so I can decide what's my common denominator. And I believe you can factor the next denominator into what, 16? X plus X, X minus X? You sure? What do I always ask you to look for first? Okay, good. Now take out the X, and what are you left with? X minus 1. All right, so we got everything we can factor in the denominator. Don't cross anything off with the numerator. Leave it. Now we have to decide on the common denominator. So the first thing you look at both denominators for me, guys. What is in common with both denominators? What do they both have in common with them? They both have a what in them? X minus 1. Great job. So that, one of them, not both, one of them is going to go in my common denominator. Okay, so I take a look at both denominators and I say, all right, what's in common? X minus 1, I put it in my common denominator. Now we also have to put what's left over. All right, so what's left over? I've already put the X minus 1s in. What's left over? An X plus 1 and then X. So you guys just found out how to do a common denominator. Put in what's in common, and then, yeah, we do have to put in everything else so everything's represented. Okay, now it's on to the multiplication stage. Look at the factor denominators and say what's missing. All right, look at the factor denominator and say what's missing from the common denominator. Here we go. So let's take that first fraction. What is missing right now? Who's got 16 again? What is missing? An X. Everyone see that? I had the X plus 1. I had the X minus 1. The only thing that's missing is the X. So that's what I'm going to multiply the top by. I'm going to multiply it by X. So that ends up being 2X. Let's keep going. What's the next fraction missing up here? What's it missing? And 18, what's it missing? The X plus 1. So I'm going to take 3 times X plus 1. Distribute. Go ahead, distribute. We end up with 3X plus 3. And yeah, go ahead, combine your numerator right now. Combine your numerator. And you end up with what? 12. What do we end up with in the numerator? 5X plus 3. Same 3 questions I'll ask you guys from yesterday. Cross out, factor, or are we done? Can we cross out, can we factor, or are we done? We're done. You can't factor anything here. I know you're not crossing off those X's. Right? That's as far as you and I can go. All right. Not bad for the first one. One doesn't make you great, though. Everyone all right? Any questions you want to ask? What do we got there? Turkey, lettuce? Okay, not bad. Not bad. Hard roll?
Yeah, hard roll.
Okay. 9:37 in the morning.
I'm really hungry right now.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You guys got to eat. Got to feed the machine. Everybody good? Questions? All right, moving on. Factor the denominators first. Factor the denominators. Don't cross off. No crossing off. Just factor the denominators. So that first one factors into number 12 again. Good man. X plus 6, X minus 6. And how about that next denominator? 4. Yeah. There you go. Okay, let's figure out what the common denominator is going to be. What is in common, both denominators right now? What do they both have in common? Number 20, what do they both have in common? There you go. So x plus 6. I don't see anything else in common. So I'm going to put what's left. So what is left here? 14, what's left? There you go. We're picking this up pretty well. We're going to run into a trap. Be careful coming up. All right, here we go. Let me know what's missing. What is missing from this factor denominator that's in the common one? What's missing in that first one that I need to multiply by? 19. X, yep. So multiply by x, and that'll give me 2x. Okay, be careful here, kiddos, because we're about to fall into a trap. I don't know if you remember this from when we talked yesterday, but we'll find out. What's the next one missing? 15? X minus 6. Yeah, no big deal. All right, let's take a breather here. Why do I say don't fall into the trap? Because it seems like it's x minus 6, right? That's what I should put down, times 1. No. What are we doing to these two fractions? Subtracting. So you're not really distributing a 1. What are you guys distributing? -1. Yeah, there we go. On a Friday. Nice. So we're really distributing that -1 there to both. So what's it going to look like when I write it in my numerator? Oh, hey. What's it going to look like, 21? There you go, -x plus 6. Go ahead, simplify for me on the top. Simplify, what do we end up with? 20, what do we end up with?
Hold on, I was still getting to that part.
Okay, I'm just asking this numerator here. I want to combine everything I can. 2x minus x? 2x minus x.
X.
Plus 6, okay, or a b. That's good too. Yeah. All right, you're good. You can go back to happy place, wherever. All right. 6, what can I cross out? Who's got 6?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Dumb and dumber over here. It's not a trick question. Don't look at me like I have 10 heads.
Okay.
What can I get? Why can you want to cross out those 2 x's after we've been together for over a week now? It's not. What can you get rid of that's the same up here? Okay. Should be fun grading your quiz on Tuesday. All right. I'm not going to let you off the hook, though. What's left on top? Because it's not a 0. Yeah? 1. Yep. 1, x, and x minus 6. Cross off the x's. Questions? Anything else? We're good? Okay. Do you feel like we can stop holding hands and I can let you try one on your own? Okay, go ahead. Number 3. Let's see what we can do. You can talk to people in your group. I'll give you about 3 minutes right now. Go ahead, 3 minutes. All right, already on there. Okay, here we go. Prove the identity. So we know, all right, I got to make the right side look like the left side look like the right side. We just need to make a decision right now. What side do I want to work on to make it look like the other side? And there's only one answer here because I can't touch one of the sides. There's nothing to do to one of the sides. So which side should we work on here? And based on what we've been doing already yesterday and today, work on the